This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, as the Free National Movement is in convention tonight, the Right Honorable Hubert Ingram is calling for unity in the party. A member of Parliament endorses Mr. Ingram's decision to stay in retirement as he weighs in on the country's political pulse and plans regarding his political future. Joan Davis-Roll has this report.
Like the heat index, the political temperature in the country continues to rise. The top tier of the FNM as we know it today could change come this week when the FNM heads into its national convention. The FNM leaders Dr. Hubert Minnis and Peter Turnquest and their Rock the Dock campaign could be rocked by FNM Member of Parliament for Long Island Loretta Butler Turner and Dr. Dwayne Sands as they seek the leader and deputy leader posts respectively. In recent times, the call for the return of the party former leader has grown louder and has coincided with the rare public appearance by the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Hubert Ingram, during the official renaming of the Leonard M. Thompson Airport in Abaco. Mr. Ingram says he remains retired and he will not accept a nomination within the FNM during the upcoming convention set for later this week. Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for North Abaco, Renato Curry, says he's not concerned regarding the political noise in the market, and he's confident that since Ingram rode off into the political sunset May 7, 2012, there is where he should remain.
I think the former Prime Minister have contributed greatly over his term. I think he understands that he's done what he could do, and now I always look at politics. Coming in as a newcomer. This is an opportunity for me to serve my people. I think the former Prime Minister understands, being also a native of Abaco, that I mean well for my people, and there's no concern about his return. I think he's enjoying retirement.
Curry notes that the PLP has a good track record in the island of Abaco, an island which he says has been positively impacted by a number of government-led initiatives.
In the by-election, I was elected overwhelmingly. And I believe that, this time around, we have done much that we could do under the economic conditions. We have new roads that we were able to put in the central Abaco area. We're able to deal with a number of capital works, including a preschool in the Foxtown area. We stayed on top of creating jobs as best we could. And as I told you, Abaco now has a very low unemployment rate. So it speaks that job creation came about in Abaco.
Now the $7 million question is whether Curry, who also serves as Parliamentary Secretary in the office of the Prime Minister at Abaco, will be offering himself once again as a servant of the people for the North Abaco constituency come the 2017 general elections.
My plans is to run again. If the people of Abaco, North Abaco would have me, I would be happy to serve them for a second term in the House of Assembly.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
In other news, the president of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce addressing the unemployment numbers for Grand Bahama, Cleopatra Murphy, has this story.
Based on the most recent labor force survey by the Department of Statistics, Grand Bahama's economy has not witnessed any growth and unemployment remains in the double digits. The Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce President Kevin Seymour says the island is still suffering from a protracted global recession and most recently the side effects produced by expiring concessions under the Hawkesbull Creek Agreement. He says that in particular has made investors cautious.
I believe that there are a number of investors who are sitting waiting to make some investments subject to the finalization of the details around the incentives, negotiations between the government of the Bahamas and the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
Unemployment in the Bahamas declined 2.1% since November 2015 to 12.7%, according to the latest labor force survey. But those same statistics show unemployment on an upward trend in Grand Bahama. Unemployment rose 0.5% and now rests at 14.7%. Seymour believes the numbers are on the low side.
The IMF in their recent staff report indicated that they project the unemployment in the Bahamas for 2016 to be of the magnitude of 15.5 or 15.7%. So I believe that the number requires some adjustment.
Youth unemployment among ages 15 to 24 remains the highest. It now rests at 25.8%, down from 30%, and Seymour says high school graduates would not have been included. The survey covers April 25th to May 1st, 2016. He says it is common that youth would have the highest rate of unemployment because they lack the skills many jobs require. He encourages that group to qualify themselves and also urges job seekers not to be pessimistic.
I am cautiously optimistic, subject to the successful resolution of the negotiations surrounding the MOU, that we can see shovels in the ground on a number of projects between now and the end of the year.
Seymour says he believes if government stays on course, Grand Bahama will see growth. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
The Garden of the Grove's partnering with the Ministry of Education to improve the school system's offerings when it comes to the science and agricultural departments. Teachers from various schools took part in a special aquaponics workshop at the Garden's newest facility. Megan Shepard reports.
The aquaponics farm at the Garden of the Groves continuing to be a trendsetter on the island of Grand Bahama. The aquaponics farm is open for tours to tourists, residents, and schools alike. But this summer vacation, local teachers were learning all about the system. Manager Wayne Hall says the goal is to educate the science and agriculture teachers so that they can introduce, implement, and maintain the systems at their various institutions.
This morning has been really good. I mean, yesterday we covered a basic theory, and today we've been doing a bit more practical things. So we did, plant seeding and preparing pots, and we talked about propagation and things like that. So we've been able to go over a lot of practical things today.
Hall says the teachers were all given blueprints that can be manageable at their schools.
I've given them plans for 3 systems, a 3 square foot, 8 square foot, and 12 square foot system. It's an ebook that I've given them access to, and it's about 280 odd pages, and it covers the how to build the plants, where to buy the components from. It covers integrated pest management, covers lighting, which plants to grow. So it covers a wealth of things. And the nice thing about it, it's a do-it-yourself book. So the students can actually participate and build it themselves and get it operational, and then see the fruit of their labor at the end of the entire process.
Agriculture and science teacher at Jack Hayward Senior High, Shireen Butter, says that they are looking for creative ways to promote agriculture to the students.
Our children don't really appreciate it being in the sun, in the ground. So having this experience is wonderful. At my school, actually, we're doing hydroponics. But knowing now that aquaponics produce twice as much doing it hydroponically, I think this is the way to go.
Brittany Nairn, science teacher at the Grand Key All-Age School, says this system would work perfectly on the small key.
Being on the key, you're so limited for resources and you're so far away from actual civilization because the only way to get to the key is by boat. And so some of the things that I've seen has been helpful that I can integrate once again into the classroom. Seeing this whole system here with the pond, with the fishes, and how they use the nutrients to generate different types of leafy green vegetables and tomatoes, strawberries, and stuff like that. It was kind of interesting.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
In news from the crime beat, 21 migrants apprehended near the Lakayan Harbor around 3 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon. According to reports, the illegal immigrants were discovered by a United States Coast Guard cutter and turned over to Bahamas immigration officers. The group consisted of 6 Cuban nationals, 5 males and 1 female, 3 Dominican males, 1 Ecuadorian male, 1 Jamaican male, 1 Bahamian male, and 9 Haitian nationals, 7 males, 2 females, and a minor female. Now, the Cubans were intercepted during the weekend in the Anguilla Key area in a rustic vessel. The Cubans claim to have left Cuba en route to Florida in search of a better way of life. The other mixed group of migrants were reportedly intercepted at sea by the U.S. Coast Guard sometime on Saturday morning. That group reportedly left Grand Bahama en route to Florida at midnight last Wednesday. According to persons in this group, sometime around around 1:30 a.m. on Wednesday, the vessel they were traveling in developed engine problems and became dead in the water. Officials say all persons are expected to go into the capital to be detained at the detention center until repatriated to their respective countries. Meanwhile, investigation continues into this apparent attempt at human smuggling gone wrong, as some of the mixed group of nationalities recounted having paid a Haitian Bahamian up to $5,500 each for the trip to the United States. Now, all persons are expected to go into the capital to be detained at the detention center until repatriated to their respective countries. And also from the crime beat, police in Grand Bahama need your assistance in locating 30-year-old Desmond Mondella Wilson, aka Desi Black Boy, who is wanted for murder and armed robbery in Grand Bahama. He is described as standing at 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing between 230 to 250 pounds, dark brown complexion, heavy built with locks. Now, his last known address is Crooked Island Street, New Providence, but police say he is considered armed and extremely dangerous. And if you see Wilson, you are asked not to approach him, but to contact the police in Grand Bahama at telephone numbers 350-3107 through 12. Crime Stoppers at telephone numbers 352-1919, 350-3125, or 6-911-919, or you can call your nearest police station. Stay with us, there's more news right after this.